Hello everyone, Joshua Johnson here. If you're like me, you like to get the most out of your backpacking and outdoor gear, especially when it comes to expensive footwear such as boots and hiking shoes. Here's 4 cheap and easy top tips to extend the life of your foot apparel and ensure that you're getting the biggest bang for your hard-earned buck. Tip number 4, protect exposed stitching and seams. In my experience, the most vulnerable part of any pair of boots is the exposed stitching on seams and high wear areas such as the toe and heel. By applying a protective boot repair adhesive to these critical areas, you can easily multiply the lifespan of your boots. My friend and experienced outdoorsman Barney first introduced me to this practice on a backcountry trip up Mount Wakefield in New Zealand. Thanks, Barney. I've tried many different types of repair adhesives over the years, and some work better than others. The most effective variety I've found by a huge margin is called AquaSeal, which is made by a company called GearAid. I'll include a link to it in the video comments below. No matter what brand of adhesive you use, the most important thing to do before you start your application process is to make sure your boots are clean, dry, and the mating surface is prepared. This prep can be done by taking some high-grit sandpaper and giving the location a bit of a scuff. Apply a thin bead of your chosen adhesive to any and all exposed stitching around the perimeter of your footwear. After it cures, the adhesive will form a durable outer shell that'll protect your stitching from cuts and abrasion. Good stuff. Step number 3, perform timely spot repairs. Doing something is usually better than doing nothing, and this is especially true when it comes to preventative maintenance. As some examples of performing timely spot repairs, boot rands, the rubber material around the lower perimeter of many higher-end boots, will often start to come off near the toes as a product of normal wear and tear. When this happens, make sure to re-glue the rand right away rather than passively allowing the damage to accelerate, which would eventually result in the rand peeling away entirely, leaving behind a vulnerable boot outer. When it comes to stitching, if you do have some exposed stitching that comes to grief, address it promptly before the damage propagates and you end up with compromised seams. Performing preventative maintenance will keep you from having to do reactive maintenance later down the road or halfway through a big trip. And remember, manage your gear or it'll manage you. Even if your boots have a major blowout or delamination, as can be seen here, they can still be salvageable by following the adhesive repair steps I'd mentioned previously. To repair a delaminated boot sole, apply adhesive to both sides of your clean and dry joint, making sure to dab into all the little nooks and crannies. Then, encapsulate the repair area with tape to make sure the rubber sole is making contact in all the areas that it needs to be. When the adhesive is cured, remove the tape and there you have it. Good as new. I have a pair of heavy-duty Anatom boots that I made these same repairs on, and they're still going strong a year and a half later. If you don't feel confident in performing these repairs yourself or the sole is too far gone, you can always take your boots to a professional. If you have high-quality boots, then the cost of resoling them will likely be a lot less than the cost of buying new. Prior to the era of cheap, disposable consumer goods and planned obsolescence, repairing what you have was standard practice, and I think it's a tradition that's worth keeping alive. Step number 2, keep them clean, dry, and healthy. Adhesives, protectants, and outdoor fabrics, no matter if they're natural or synthetic, will break down with repeated and prolonged exposure to the elements. At a talk given to the Christchurch Tramping Club, David Ellis, founder of New Zealand-based Earth, Sea, Sky, an outdoor apparel company, once shared with me that waterproof coatings are most vulnerable when they're wet, which is kind of ironic. For this reason, as David said, it's important to take greater care when they're in this condition, and by doing so, your gear will last a lot longer. In previous videos, I shared the how-to on how to care for and maintain hiking boots, as well as some of the interesting details about the different types of boot materials. I'll post links to these videos in the comments below. Step number 1, buy fit-for-purpose gear. This step might seem obvious, but it's also the most important one. As an example, don't get a pair of ultra-lightweight running shoes, use them on an abrasive screw run, and still expect them to last the ages. Be sure to buy the right footwear for whatever it is you intend to do. If you like day walks, buy some sporty walking shoes. If you like hiking, get some adequately robust hiking boots. And if you like mountaineering and the terror that it comes with, get some proper mountaineering boots that are appropriate for the terrain and conditions you'll encounter. By following this one simple suggestion, it'll eliminate most of your issues before they even start. Thanks very much. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment below. I'm Joshua Johnson, and I hope you have a great day. Cheers.